Welcome to the Winners Podcast, a show where we dive deep into the world of entrepreneurship and hear inspiring stories directly from the pioneers themselves. I'm your host, Shannon, joined by my co-host, Zack, and in each episode, we sit down with successful entrepreneurs to uncover the strategies, challenges, and triumphs that shaped their journeys.
Today, I have the pleasure of introducing you to an extraordinary individual who embodies the spirit of entrepreneurship and determination. His journey began when he arrived in the United States at the age of 18, armed with nothing but ambition and the burning desire for success. From an early age, he dabbled in marketing and discovered a passion that would shape his future. With wisdom gained over the years, he harnessed his knowledge to create multiple entrepreneurial opportunities. His first venture, Stinky Cakes, offered a practical diaper cake gift option for new parents, but his innovative spirit didn't stop there. He then introduced the world to the unique rolling advertising billboard known as Standout Truck. Drawing from his marketing expertise and entrepreneurial experiences, he compiled his wisdom into a book called Launch and Stand Out. The publication paved the way for his content creation agency of the same name, where he helps others bring their creative visions to life. Get ready to learn from a true master in the field. Welcome to the world of Mike Connolly, where standing out and making an impact is the name of the game.
Thank you, man. That sounds real good. All that is a whole bunch of hard work, man. That's what you playing it all back, and I'm thinking about the misery that got those things to happen. But then that's the journey, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, man. That's quite a write up there. It says you came from to the United States at 18. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so my mom, she got divorced, and then when she got divorced, she wanted me to come over. I stayed for a little bit, and then I figured if I stayed in the Bahamas, I was gonna get myself in trouble. So that was close, real close. And then I had this aha moment, like, you know what? You shouldn't even be working with these type people. Get out of here. And then I just moved to Florida, man. I moved with my mom. I didn't really have a plan. I just wanted like a clean start, and I did that, man. I literally moved here with $20 in my pocket. My aunt gave me $20 to buy something to eat in the airport, and just grinded it out ever since. I'm a firm believer in if you want something, man, you just got to go get it. Outkast taught us that back in the 90s, right? Mm-hmm. Get out and get something and just go. That was like my mantra in my head at that point when I was just moving, and then that's just go make it happen.
Nice. You said Bahamas, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
How do you like the cold weather over here, man?
You know, it's funny, man. I was in a networking meeting this morning, and I told him, yeah, I realized that I did it backwards. I was supposed to, stay there. But so now I'm working so I could disappear, so I could go back and just retire somewhere tropical, somewhere quiet. I love the cold. I remember the first time I saw the snow, I was freaking out. But I mean, you adapt and adjust, man. I'm an entrepreneur. I adapt and adjust in every situation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the best way to do it. If you can't adapt, can't survive pretty much. I mean, the pandemic really showed that.
1,000%.
So right now you are the owner, CEO of Standout Truck, but before that, you created Stinky Cakes. That is a pretty genius, innovative idea. Can you talk a little bit about how that came to life? And
yeah. So, I mean, you got to understand, man, when I say I'm an entrepreneur at my core, let me tell you my definition of an entrepreneur. So my definition of an entrepreneur is someone that identifies a problem and creates a solution for that problem and then builds a system to get paid for that solution. So entrepreneurs are just really good problem solvers, and then they got to sprinkle a little business on it to get paid. So we had two sons, and when my first son was born, they had this kid could have opened a Babies R Us back in the day with all the stuff he got, right? And then when my second son was born, they're 18 months apart, they wanted to do the same thing all over. And I was like, listen, man, all we need are diapers. And no one's like, yeah, get your own diapers. So I started doing the research, and I just realized, even though everyone knows moms and babies need diapers, diaper giving is a boring gift. And gift giving is a two-way street. So the person is giving the gift has to feel like, oh my God, this is great. And the person receiving the gift has to feel, oh my God, this is great. So with diaper giving, only the person receiving the diapers will be like, oh my God, this is great. So I wanted to switch that, and then I just, we decided to make the diapers look like a cake. I thought I was a genius. Come to find out the idea was out there. So then I just went into my marketing and branding background and just created a whole brand around it. And then we just went into heavy marketing, tapping into the marketing and branding experience I had. We just created this brand, did a whole lot of really good marketing before Facebook marketing and all this other stuff was there. We was getting people all across the internet to buy from us. And the secret how we was doing that was we would go on the top most popular blogs in the time. I was so obsessed with it. Like I knew what time of day each blog changed their stories. Because this is when you had to be like first comment. That was the big thing then. So we would make sure Stinky Cakes was the first comment. So but we didn't spam. It was like strategic. Mm-hmm. So like if a celebrity was pregnant, we'd be like, oh my goodness, congratulations to so-and-so celebrity. Hope someone got them a Stinky Cake. And people were like, what's a Stinky Cake? And they would go and see it. And then we was getting orders from all across the country.
That's awesome. You were starting the conversation.
That's it. And that's the secret to marketing too. Like all marketing is telling people about things they would love if they knew it existed. You do that, and then you got a little sales system in there too, you can make some money.
So in that process, what was a pivotal moment for Stinky Cakes?
You know what's funny, man? I think the best thing or one of the biggest things for me, mindset-wise, was when Black Enterprise Magazine wrote about us. And it wasn't even necessarily a business thing. It was like a validation thing for me because I was like, hey, I think this is great. We're getting orders and whatnot. But just to have a publication like that reach out and write about us, it was cool. And then Inc. Magazine and a couple other ones. But that one was a big one because I grew up reading Black Enterprise Magazine and Inc. Magazine. So like to be an entrepreneur and be featured in it was pretty cool. But everything about Stinky Cakes was a pivotal moment, man. I learned so much from that business. I learned that I needed to be a better CEO. I learned I needed to be a better leader. I learned I needed to be build a team. I needed to learn how to leverage other people. You should always want to create a business that could work without you. Like I know for some entrepreneurs, some business people, that may be like a hit to the ego. But truth of the matter is, you just have a organized job if the business can't run without you. And that's fine because you can feed your family that way. But just know, like, I steal this from Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank. He goes, if you get hit by a bus, this business is over. So you always want to build something that could work without you. I think that besides the cool things, that's one of the biggest things I took from that business. And that's why you see Standout Truck and Marketing and Cupcakes and the launching Standout agency that I have now. I can do so many more things because everything is powered by a team. Everything's powered by systems. Everything's powered by processes. That's why I could spend part of the morning doing the podcast with you guys and the businesses are still running.
There's a difference between being self-employed and an entrepreneur. And a lot of people think because they're self-employed that they're entrepreneurs. And a lot of times that's not the case. It comes with one of the things, if you can't step away from the job to do something and the job can't continue, then that's a good sign that you're just self-employed and not an entrepreneur. So that's huge.
You're a prized employee, which is fine. Listen, there's nothing wrong with it. You just got to live in reality and just understand. Like that's why a lot of entrepreneurs and business people get burnt out. It's not that they're not great at what they do. They just don't have the right systems in place to kind of leverage and work with them. And the wealthy, one thing the wealthy know, I don't care at what point you call people wealthy or even rich, they understand how to leverage, man. Leverage time, leverage resources, leverage they understand. They get it, brother.
So you spoke about leveraging a team as being an entrepreneur, having the right systems in place. Is that what prompted you to create Marketing Cupcakes?
Yeah, so the main thought behind Marketing and Cupcakes, and for those that don't know, Marketing and Cupcakes is here to help business professionals and business owners and those that aspire to be to understand how to get more prospects, leads, and customers through marketing. That's a whole mouthful to just say we teach marketing real simple to get you customers. So the thought process behind that was I look at a lot of my peers and I look at a lot of my followers and I look at a lot of people that look up to me when it comes to how I run my businesses, and then I see they struggle with the things that is just like quote unquote natural to me. So I wanted to create Marketing and Cupcakes, which one of the biggest issues is marketing.
Huge.
There's no business in the world that can't use marketing or doesn't use marketing. Even the ones that say they don't advertise and the ones that say they don't market, which advertising and marketing are two different things. I could explain those later. But they struggle with it. So naturally, how this thing started was through Facebook because I share a lot of marketing content and a lot of business content on my Facebook and my LinkedIn and Instagram, social media. So I ended up making a post, and I thought like maybe like two to five people would respond. I was like, hey, anyone want to meet up to just do like a focus group about marketing? I want to see something. Anyone interested in learning marketing? And like I must have had like 80 something people, like me. I was like, yo, it's like, all right, cool. Here's a day and time. I thought maybe like, I don't know, 10 would have showed up. About 80, 8 to 10 would have showed up. Nope, we had like 15 people show up, and then we had maybe like 5 to 10 that was like, Mike, I wanted to come, but this thing happened, that kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. So then I said, all right, cool. And then we just sat down, talked to the group, figured out what this thing would look like. I decided to call it Marketing the Cupcakes because we actually met at Auntie Kathy's in Agawam, and we had cupcakes. So I called it Marketing the Cupcakes. And then we started having meetings, and like now we're like 16 meetings deep. Every once a month we meet. I love teaching. I love making it simple. I don't ever want people to feel inferior or feel dumb. So like when you come to a Marketing and Cupcakes event, no one's judging you. If you ask a question, it's like, okay, all right, cool. It's not like a bullying environment. And I'm not saying everyone's soft in there, but it's a collaborative effort. Like we literally know we're here to learn. So it makes it fun, and people have a really good time, man. And then there's also a membership to go with it. So the Mac membership, those people, and is that open to anyone, they get access to all the replays, because then you could sit down and go back and look at it, and then they get a discount to book a private Mac with me, which is a consultation with me where I'll break down whatever we talked about. I'll customize it for that business so they could do it. But it's really cool watching people's marketing improve. Like it's just like it's almost like I feel like a proud big brother, and you see like your little brother, little sister do the thing, and then you're like, man, this is cool. And I've had people telling me, like I just actually had someone text me last week. They go, Mike, I want you to be the first person to know I'm following everything that you're saying. This year will be the first year I clear 100,000 in my business. Like I never thought I could do that.
Wow.
And it's so getting messages like that, and obviously results are not typical. I can't promise that to everyone because it's all about work ethic and what people do. But it's cool when we get those, and I get a lot of those kind of messages. So that's the part that I really do it for, because it's about that's duplication. Like I know how to get these results for me, but to be able to help someone else get those kind of results, that's really cool.
Yeah, I think one of the awesome things about you and being a part of the Marketing Cupcakes event and seeing what you do, not only for the entrepreneurs, but the community is super important. Specifically, how practical. Now, I'm reading this book by John Maxwell, and he's talking about communication. And a lot of times when you communicate, people want to say, oh, I did a good job. But it's not necessarily for us, like doing a good job. It's more for the person that's listening. And what are they going to leave? What are they going to take away from this communication? Whatever I'm addressing, right? I think that's really powerful that you're able to do that practically and very like informative but simple. Because a lot of times I feel like we tend to overcomplicate marketing or overcomplicate branding or everything that we do, right, day in and day out. And sometimes we just need it to be like what is it? What's the saying? Keep it simple, stupid. Legit. No, which is
well, it's funny. Funny you said that. I made a post a few days ago about Rockefeller, and people always ask me all the time, like, why you work so hard? I go, well, first of all, I think I'm working smart and right, but I'll take hard. But it's because I'm not building this for me. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for my great grandkids. Now, mind you, my sons 16, 17, and 18. If they're smart, I wouldn't even be knowing what a grandkid looked like for about 10, 15 years. So, but I'm working for my great grandkids, right? So like because I expect my kids to teach my grandkids, right? So like if I am to do that, like one of the traditional billboard companies that I love is Lamar. And one of the reasons I love Lamar, because Lamar's been around for over 100 years. So when you drive on the highway and you see those billboards on the side of the road in our area, it's probably either Lamar, Clear Channel, or Out Front. But Lamar's been around for over 100 years. I look at that and I get so inspired by that company. Because like when I look at 100 years from now we're starting to hit great grandkids, right? Or great grandkids. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, I could do this. So, but how do I do this? Do I do this by cheating people, by selling them ad space that's not going to get them get a result? Or do I do that by educating people on the actual work it takes for a nice digital billboard campaign to succeed? And I may lose people that's just, just I want to put everything about my dog and all this other stuff on this billboard that someone's going to see for 3 seconds. I want 500 words on there. Okay, cool, $500, whatever. I could take that money, and then they get what's going to happen. Oh, yeah, trucks don't work, and da-da-da-da. Or I could be like, listen, I think with that campaign, I think that's much better for content marketing. I think you should create a blog post, a white paper, or whatever, this kind of thing to go with that, and here's how I would distribute that for you. I think that makes more sense for you. And then most of the clients that you want to work with, they'll respect that because it goes back to common sense. They go, oh, okay. And if you could come with a strategy and you could execute on the strategy, they're going to work with you. And then if that works, then we go, okay, cool. Now let's simplify that 500-word thing that you just said, because the core message out of this was these 10 words. So let's take those 10 words and advertise that, and then tell those people to go download the white paper. And then once that works, let's take those same 10 words, let's turn it into a 30-second radio ad. We talk about this white paper and the results people are getting from following it. Then let's take that and turn it into a video where we show these people getting the results, and so we invite other people to do it. So now we're running a whole campaign, and people they started not thinking they had enough to run a campaign, and then if you do it strategically, you can pull it off. Like I like to have weird conversations with my clients. The weirdest conversation you could have with a business person is, what's your budget?
Yeah.
Right? And
I love asking the question, though.
You know what I mean? Because I think it makes my job easier, because I may have like a $50,000 campaign for you, but you only have a $1,000 budget. So, okay, cool. We're going to scrap 49 things.
Yep.
Okay, let's do this thing that we think is going to work best for you. And then, boom, that converts, and we could add more. But then add more is now we've been working with the same client for 25 years now. Yep. We've been producing results for this client for 25 years. And then now you're talking legacy, and you're feeding a lot of families, man. And that's my goal. My goal is to make sure that my great-grandkids eat. Like, going back to Rockefeller, what I posted the other day, the Standard Oil Company has been out of business, I think, like 105, 110 years. They've been out of business. Listen, man, there's I think 200 people, 6 generations later, they're still eating off the Standard Oil money. Rockefeller's been gone for years. The company's been out of business for 100 years. It's got 6 generations.
That's wild,
right? So that's the kind of mindset I have with business, and you don't get that by providing mediocre services, and you don't get that by not getting results for people. And I'm obsessed with results.
Man, that's powerful. That's huge. You mentioned somebody that people traditionally would probably be like, that doesn't make sense. You mentioned your favorite company was Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Some would say that that's a competitor of yours. Can you talk? And this is probably one of those moments that it'll be a cupcake for the people watching. What would you say to someone that is worried about their competition?
You know, my whole take on that is if you worried about your competition, you bring it only worry about one thing at a time. So you're either gonna worry about your competition or you're gonna worry about your client. I'm always worried about my client. I tell my clients, listen. We just ran a campaign for Big Y. They had a grand opening in Tower Square. But guess what? If you go right up on the ramp, the first thing you see is this big Y billboard, right? So just think about this. If the big companies see the value in using the billboards and the billboard trucks, why wouldn't I encourage my clients to do the same thing? I want my clients to get the best result. So, sometimes my clients, that's why we talk budget. We go, oh, Mike, I got a $5,000 a month budget. I want to put it all on standard truck. I said, is this the only thing you're doing? Yeah, I want to put it all on. Okay, cool. Let's do this instead. Let's spend $2K on the standard truck, $1K here, $2K here. Let's do this, because that's going to give you a much bigger bang for your $5,000. Mm-hmm. I have clients whose mouths drop on the floor when I do that. Mike, no one else will do that. Yeah, because I care about your result. I don't care about my bank account. My bank account's going to be okay if I help you get results.
Yeah.
So, like, no, I listen, man, I'm a true entrepreneur. I study the game. Like, I would be a sucker if I'm in the billboard space and I don't give respect to Lamar. They built that. They did that. They did it from the early get-go. Like I have to, so one of my favorite books is two of them. Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power, and then Robert Greene and 50 Cent, the 50 Law of Power. Like one thing they always talk about is never outshine the master. I don't need to outshine Lamar. I respect what they do. I love what they do. They do great work. So I think that's cool. To me, that's proof. To me, that's proof that my dream is possible. So like, how could I view them as a competitor, or how could I hate on them when they showing me that my dream is possible? I don't got no competition, bro. I just I compete against me. You wanna know my biggest competition is me, bro. Me. Like, yo, with myself goes, bro, you know what we looking to do. Why are you sleeping? That's why I'm up 2 a.m, 4 a.m. You know, that's not Lamar's not waking me up. My brain's like, bro, let's go. I'm falling asleep and I'm seeing the blueprint. Get up, go get it done. So like I can't. You think McDonald's is losing sleep over what Burger King's doing?
Nah, not at all.
Burger King might be losing sleep over what McDonald's doing.
You're right.
But McDonald's ain't losing sleep over what Burger King's doing, and that's always been my approach. Like I have a podcast, and the last episode that we did, my co-host is John Sortino. He's the guy that started the Vermont Teddy Bear Company, one of my mentors. Love that guy. Really great marketing mind. We spent the whole episode talking about why someone should advertise on radio. I have a digital billboard truck, right? And I'm on my podcast. I'm telling people why they should advertise on radio. Because here's the bottom line. Truth of the matter is, if you really understand marketing, which is like I said, telling people about things they would love if they knew it existed, and then you really understand advertising, which is distribution of marketing messages, you want to figure out how if your message works, and then you're going to use radio. You're going to use traditional billboards. You're going to use digital ads. You're going to use standout truck ads. You're going to do newspaper ads. You want to do all that stuff if that's where your target audience is. Because, like I said, what I said earlier, 22 impressions before someone takes an action. Yep. So at the end of the day, ultimately, your marketing budget it should be like allowing you space to do it all. You ever notice you see Facebook ads on TV?
No. The Meta ones, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, Meta. You see the ads on TV. You see billboards, right? Because everything works. You have to create a campaign. Now, most budgets don't allow for that, but that's what it is. Like even what we do content marketing, and we do standout truck ads, and we do it all. I have an agency that does it all. We do media buys. So sometimes I'm buying the campaigns, putting my clients on Lamar's billboards.
Nice.
Because what's the end result? What's the goal? To get my clients or more customers. So that's why, shout out Lamar, shout out Outfront, shout out Clear Channel, shout out all of them, shout out the radios, all of them. Because the businesses that are able to get the most, once again, I'm going to sound super repetitive, the most important thing is the marketing message. Yep. Advertising is just distributing those messages. But we got. If you was at my office, you would see like I got a wall full of clients. We work. I bust my butt, bro. I tell you, hard work never goes unnoticed, and always you. If it doesn't pay off, that means you're doing something wrong. And once you make those tweaks, all that hard work you put out in the beginning, the floodgates are gonna open.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people don't have that perspective, especially when dealing or talking about their competition. The way I kind of feel on it, there are competitors out there, but there's enough business out there for everyone. There's
Everybody got to eat. Everyone can eat.
Everyone can eat. And if you're worried about your competition, you're not worried about your clients as much. You're dropping the ball there.
No, I'm gonna add to that. So even in a space where people say, yeah, but Mike, you don't have competition. No, I have a lot of competition. Anybody is a form of advertising is my competition, because if someone has a whatever that budget is and they don't know how to allocate it, but that's fine. That's whatever. Like when I do so much, right? Even with the magazine. Okay, Mike, you getting into magazine space, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I got a message to share with people. Who cares if whatever magazine or whatever newspaper, what they don't like? I don't care. Here's why I don't care. I'm gonna go back to when I was in the ICU. Give me 1 second. Let me see if the CEO of XY newspaper was in there. Nope. let me see if the sales rep from XYZ magazine was there. Nope. They don't care about me. Why am I giving them time and energy? And by the way, man, I love competing. I'm a super competitive person. So like I always tell people all the time when it comes to me, like, don't poke the bear.
Yeah.
Because like I'm gonna outwork the hell out of you. Because I'm the kind of person that's gonna be like, yo, if it's gonna take me 60 years to beat you, bro, we fighting 60 years every single day. So just know when you come, because I'm coming. I ain't gonna stop. That's why I had to change my life and that's why I had to leave. I had to like, nah, we gonna rechannel this energy and fix this and turn it into something else. Like I'm super competitive, but I don't going back to Lamar and the other billboard companies. Like, no, that's proof. That's not a competitor. Like I said, now I compete against me, and that's not arrogance. It's just like I just believe I could be better.
Hey, you got to believe in yourself.
1,000%.
You got to believe in yourself.
Love yourself, believe in yourself, and invest in yourself. And then once you do that, big up yourself, like we say in the Caribbean.
Hey, so we're almost to the end here. I'm going to ask you a couple questions, just so that people can have some bite-sized cupcakes for the road.
I like that.
So the first one, and this is kind of for aspiring entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs that are early in their journey, either through self-employment or whatever. What are 3 characteristics that you think that entrepreneur or self-employed person should either develop or have?
So first two is thick skin and determination, and then the third thing they need to develop is closing skills. So thick skin because like it's not easy, and people are gonna say stuff and you're gonna get your feelings hurt, and you could stop right away. When you got thick skin, you can't really hear it. And then determination, you gotta know, okay, this is my goal. I'm not stopping till I get to that goal. And then in order to make money in business, you have to be able to close deals. So like a lot of people are afraid of sales. Like I love sales. To me, sales is just listening, suggesting, and then closing. So I listen to what the problem is. I make the suggestions that we can solve with our products or services, or sometimes not, send them somewhere else. And then I close the deal. What's the best email for me to send this invoice to? And once you take care of this invoice, we could do business. That's it. So like simple. That's what people got to learn. If you do that repeatedly, you do well.
That's awesome. Those are good ones because you need all 3 of them.
We were just talking about that too, which is kind of funny.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. This is the last. This is gonna be quick fire questions. This is meant to be a little bit more fun. And then we'll close out with have you plug in anything you have going on, ways people can reach out to you, all that good stuff. All right, so here we go. First one. Just answer the first one that comes to mind. Work or play?
Work, play. So real quick. So I got this thing called the GSD formula. So the get stuff done formula. So I do my income producing activities first, then my potential income producing activities second, then the things I need to do third, and then the things I love to do fourth. So if I do that right, I can work play. Because I used to be all work, and then that's what kind of put me in the ICU. So I had to create that system. So like, cause once I get those things done, and because like and it's supposed to be quick, but I'm a big talker. I love walking my dogs at the end of the day. So we typically take the dogs for a walk between 5:30 and 7:30. So like, I need to have everything done. So 5:30 I could walk the dogs. So that's why I say work play.
Okay.
I love it. I'm gonna clip that. It's gonna be a social media clip. I love it. Work play. All right, love or friendship?
Love it. I think when people love you, you could develop genuine friendships.
Perfect. Money or happiness?
Happiness all day.
I think I know the answer to this one because you mentioned it. Cats or dogs?
Dogs all day. I love my dogs. Can I tell you something about my dogs? My dogs help me reset. Like I said, I used to be such a workaholic before, but like now when I step in the door, my dogs just jump up. Like it's like, okay, work time's over. Rub my belly. Let's get these leashes. You know what I mean? So like it's a good. I never understood like how people just like love their dog so much. Can I tell you the story how I got a dog?
No, let's do it. What kind of dogs are they first?
So I have a cockapoo, and then I have a Jack Russell Terrier. So the oldest one is Biscuit. The Jack Russell Terrier, the little one is Ace. Right. So I have a client that their mascot is a French bulldog. So my son was like begging me for a dog since like he came out the womb. And we always like, no, we got basketball, da-da-da-da. So now it's COVID time, right? So my client had this event, and he gives me this lawn sign that's a dog. So I bring one home and I put it in the front yard, right? So I go inside. I go, I brought a dog home, and my son jetted out from off the Xbox, ran. He was so excited, like the kid was so excited. And then he goes outside and he sees the dog lawn side, and he was like devastated. So she goes, you got to buy him a dog now, right? So I had to go buy my kid a dog.
I feel like a lot of my friends have dogs, and it's like, when are you gonna get a dog? I was like, I don't want a dog.
Once you do it, man. Once you do it, I'm telling you, once you get a dog, this dog is gonna become your world. You won't even understand. You be asking, how this happened? But I love my dogs.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be there. I don't know.
A friend of ours just had his dog got injured, and the dog had to get surgery, and he spent $12,000.
Oh, that's your kid.
I'm like, listen, if I had a dog,
crazy.
if I had a dog, I'm paying the quick $5. You're going to sleep. You're going to sleep, dog.
I'm telling you,
night.
Listen,
night.
If you asked me that pre-dogs, I would get like, bro, no, like they have personalities. They give you so much more than you give them. Like I can't, like, the biggest gift when I walk in that door, they don't want it. Like, sometimes I'm like writing, and they like, can you move the dog? And they, no,
I get it, but like my daughter, like I'll go to the door. My daughter gets excited to see me. I'm like, I don't.
How old's your daughter?
She's 2.
That's gonna stop.
That's what they say.
So
right now I'm embracing it.
Enjoy that every single second of that. But once that stops, that's when you're gonna get a dog. I'm telling you.
Man, my 14-year-old barely talks to me.
We're gonna revisit this in 10 years.
All right,
I'm coming back on the podcast in 10 years.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna have a little chocolate lab in my house.
All right, here's the last couple questions. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Morning or evening?
Morning.
Okay.
Morning for work, evening for play.
Love it. The work play. Salty or sweet?
Oh, I'm a fat boy, man.
Shout out to the fat boys.
I know. I call myself a closet fat boy. Salty or sweet. Right away, I go into desserts. Oh, man. Let me go with sweet.
All right. Do you watch shows one at a time, or do you binge watch a whole season?
So it's funny. So I binge watch because I'm like, I ain't got time to watch it. And I start watching one and it's done. The last one I was binge watching was Narcos. I was like,
so good.
I'm like, I'm not going. And I'm like, oh man, don't talk to me.
Sucked.
That
so
sucked
good.
me. It sucked me in so
good.
bad. And the last one, or second to last one, would you rather fly or have a super strength?
Oh, super strength.
Nice. And then the last one, but not least, who is your top rapper of all time?
That's a good one.
That's how you give judgment to people based on who their GOAT is.
Oh man, that's such a so it's all time periods for me, man. So like I like Jay, I like Biggie, I like Nas, I like Kendrick, I like J. Cole. Like it's a vibe. I like that vibe. So to me, I use hip hop to teach myself as a kid. And then so like I used to substitute like coke and crack and drugs with anything else. So like the 10 crack commandments could be like the 10 cupcake commandments, right? So like I'm always looking for the vibe to
That's
learn.
a fun video idea.
Yeah.
That's actually genius.
You should do it. Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it.
That's a fun idea.
But so I like that as like the wave that I look for more than a rapper. So anyone that's agreeing or empowering my mindset, that's who I like.
Okay.
That's the kind of like a weird question. I mean, weird answer to a simple question.
Yeah,
Like, honestly, I thought he was, I don't know why, but I thought he was going to say someone from Wu-Tang.
Okay. All right.
I was like, you give me this Wu-Tang vibes. I don't know. You know?
I would say my favorite, since you didn't answer the question, my favorite is Andre 3000.
Really?
Oh, I like
love
him
Andre,
too.
man.
That's random.
He just came out with a track not too long ago. I
Yeah.
forgot with who. And I'm just like, man, this guy is.
He's out here playing his little flute on the
man,
streets.
He had
doing his thing.
he had a different cadence in his flow, and I'm
Yeah, I
like,
get it.
I like it.
He's
I like it.
authentically himself.
He is. I love it. Oh man. Well, Myke, it's been a pleasure to have you on the podcast. Thank you so much for your time. Before we end though, plug in. What do you got going on? You mentioned a lot of stuff so far. How can people reach out to you? And where can they get more information about your services?
So the easiest way to get me is on marketingandcupcakes.com. There's a number on there to text. I'm not going to tell you the number because I want you to go on the website. Of course. So you go on marketingandcupcakes.com. There's a number to text. You text the keyword that's there, Mac, and then you'll be in the loop. Everything that I'm doing, you'll know. So like right now, we got a few thousand people in that community. So join the community, man. I drop random marketing tips, techniques, nuggets all the time. Every time I drop stuff. So, because like I said, I want you to take what I'm teaching and go run with it. Go make some money.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next one next week. Peace.